builders. I'm Mrs. Morta. Today we are going to be making a mystery word. Remember, a mystery is something that we don't know or understand. We can solve mysteries by using clues. Today we're going to solve a mystery word so that we can become more accurate readers. Accurate readers pay close attention to every letter in a word. In one of our words today, we might even see a suffix we've learned about together. Our goal for the day is to pay close attention to every letter in a word as we read. For this activity, you're going to need two things: something to write with and something to write on. You can use a pencil, a marker, or a pen, and your paper can even have writing on one side. It is time to go get your supplies. Ready, set, go. All of these letters are going to be used to make our mystery word today. So let's start by writing these letters at the top of our paper. A, E, 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 three of those. O, U, and then the consonants D, M, N, R, S, T, V. Great job. If you have a pair of scissors, you could quickly cut these letters out to make letter tiles like I have. But if you don't, you can always save that for later and cut these out when you teach this activity to somebody else. We're going to start today by making the word den. Repeat that word after me. Den. I hear three sounds in the word den, the place where some animals live. Do you hear the three sounds in the word den? On your paper, write down the sounds that you hear as I start to build the word den. N. Den. These are the sounds that I hear in the word den. Does it match what you wrote? Here is our first word, den. Now we're going to change this word a little bit. Let's change this word to make the word deem. Say that after me. Deem. Deem means to believe that something is true. I deem you all to be brilliant learners. That means that I believe it's true. Let's change these letters to make the word deem. As I do this with the tiles, see if you can do it on your paper. The first thing I hear is D. I need this to be a long E, so I'll add my second E. Deem. Deem. Does your paper match my word? This word says deem. Look at the difference between the word den and deem. They're very similar, aren't they? But den and deem mean very different things. That's why accurate readers pay attention to every letter in a word. Let's try our next word. Let's see if we can change one letter in the word deem to make the word seem. Say that after me. Seem. Change the letter that will make the word seem. I'll do it up here as you write. The difference I hear is the beginning sound. Instead of D, I hear S. Seem. Does your word match mine? Seem. Seem means that something appears to be a certain way. You seem really nice. This is the word seem. It's so similar to the word deem, but the one letter makes it a brand new word. Now we're going to do something very tricky. We are going to change one letter in the word seem to make the word seam. But this time, the seam that we're talking about is the seam that you might see in a piece of clothing where two pieces of fabric are sewn together like this, seam. What letter could you change in the word seam to make seam? Write it down on your paper. And I will change this E and add the A instead because the E-A can also make the E sound, seam. This is how we spell seam when we're talking about fabric, seam. Now, let's add one letter to the word seam to make the word steam. Steam. Do you hear a difference between seam and steam? I do. Instead of just the s at the beginning, I hear a consonant blend. St, st, steam. Does your word match mine? This is the word steam. Steam is the vapor that we see rising from a liquid as that liquid starts to turn into a gas. Maybe when you've been cooking soup, you've seen steam rising out of the pot as that liquid turns into gas form. Steam. Let's try another word by adding one letter to the word steam to make the word stream. Say that after me. Stream. I hear one new sound in stream here at the beginning. It's another consonant blend, and I have to add in the R. Is that what you wrote down on your paper? This is the word stream. Did you notice how there's only one letter difference between steam and stream? That's why it's so important for accurate readers to pay attention to every letter in a word. Now, let's take this word and let's change it even more this time. We're going to keep thinking about EA words where the EA says the long E sound. Let's make the word mean. Mean. I hope that you're not mean to other people. How would you change the word stream to mean? As you write this down, I've got a lot of rearranging to do here. E, the EA stays the same, and then I add the N, mean. 3 sounds to make the word mean. In. Here's the word mean. Now, let's change the word mean by adding a suffix to the end of the base word mean. Let's take mean and change it to make meaner. Meaner. How do I write the suffix to change mean to meaner? Well, I know that my suffix will go at the end, and I spell the suffix with the ER. Does your word match mine? This is the word meaner. I think we can change the base word mean one more time by adding a different suffix. Let's make the word meanest. Meanest. How do we change meaner to make meanest? Well, I know my suffix is going to change, so I'll take that off the end and I'll bring down these consonants. Are you writing it down on your paper? I know that the ist suffix is spelled like this. Meanest is the word. Did you write this down? Great job. Here is the word meanest. Did you notice how little changes make brand new words? That's why good readers, accurate readers, pay attention to every letter in the word. We're going to take all of these words down, and you could choose to start on a new piece of paper if you like, because we're going to start a new series of words. And remember, our goal is to see how little changes in letters can change the entire word. Let's start by making the word vent. Repeat that after me. Vent. A vent is something that allows air to pass through from one place to another. Like a heater might have a vent that lets hot air go into your home. Vent. I have a lot of changes to make here. As I'm making these changes, you should be writing this down on your paper. Vent. And vent. Do you match mine? This is the word vent. This is how we spell it. Now, let's change vent by adding a suffix to the end. Instead of vent, let's change this to make the word venture. A venture is like a journey that's a little bit dangerous. Venture. This at the end is spelled with U-R-E. That was a little bit tricky, wasn't it? Venture. Do you see how this root here changes when we add a suffix to make a brand new word? When we're reading, we have to make sure we pay attention to all of the letters, or we might be reading the wrong word. Let's change venture to make the word denture. It's only a change of one letter. Repeat that word after me. Denture. Do you know what letter you're going to change? I'm going to change the letter V for a D. Now I have the word denture. Do you know what dentures are? They're the false teeth that some people need to use when they don't have teeth of their own that they're able to use. Venture is very different than denture. It's important to pay attention to every letter in a word. Now, let's change the root of denture to make the word nature. The ending will stay the same, but in the beginning now, I would like to say nature. How are you going to spell nature? Nature. Do you match my word? This is the word nature. There it is. Now, we have written so many words. Let's get a little bit closer to our mystery word. We're only 2 words away. Let's change nature by going back to the idea of the word venture to make the word adventure, a journey or an experience that's a little bit dangerous. I know that the chur part is probably going to stay the same, but I need adventure. Ven, 3 sounds there. Adventure. Does your word match my word? This is how we write the word adventure. Do you see how this is so similar to the word venture, except we have 2 letters at the beginning? Now, do you see how many letters we have left? We are so close to our mystery word. All we need to do is take the word adventure and add a suffix. Do you think you know what it is? Let's see if we can make the word adventure. As I add the suffix, write it down on your paper. Adventure. Do you have a guess? There it is. This is our word. What does it say? Adventuresome. Adventuresome. This word means full of adventure, and it's our mystery word because it uses all of our letters. Today, we have seen that little changes in words, even one letter flipping for another letter, can make brand new words. Accurate readers have to pay attention to all of the letters in the words so that they are able to read words correctly. As you are reading, make sure you're paying a close attention to all the letters in the word so that you're becoming a more and more accurate reader every day.
This program is made possible in part by the Michigan Department of Education, the State of Michigan, and the W.K. Kellogg Foundation. Additional support by viewers like you. Thank you.